Now we're going to get started, speaking of gardening, with a save more than you spend item where if you are looking for something that really can save your back, because if you are like me, anytime you're kind of crouching down and digging, at the end of the day, you feel it in your lower back for sure. And this helps you with that because it's a back-saving way to just plant those bulbs, or really more. Anything you need to plant, you're going to be able to do it here. This comes to us from Garden Weasel. It's $25.99, a great clearance price, a save more than you spend because originally $58. But tonight, you are not spending $58, you are spending $32 tonight here on QVC2. Let's welcome in the wonderful Sean Pickford, who brings us great do-it-yourself items. Sean, talk about a great way to save our backs.
Yeah, it really is, because sooner or later, spring is going to appear.
Yes.
I think, what, the 20th of this month? So it will be time to start planting the bulbs. So there's a lot of great things you probably already ordered from QVC that are going to be shipping to you. And the last thing you want to do is get down on your hands and knees to be able to dig those holes and put everything in the ground. Well, leave it to the folks at Garden Weasel to come up with a better way, designed like a shovel, with even the 2 steps on here. So if you have really tough soil like clay,
yes,
you can go ahead and dig that hole. And you can see the size here. So it's about, 3 inches across. Okay, so it's the right size hole to be able to plant those bulbs, even some of your potted plants like smaller tomato plants and things of that nature. Perfect size hole to be able to lay everything out. So I'm going to plant some bulbs out front this year. I already have them kind of mapped out where I want to put them.
Yeah.
This is going to be the perfect tool for it, because otherwise I go from using something like this to used to use something like this.
Right.
This was okay. The only problem is you have to get down on your hands and knees.
Yes.
And the older you get, the harder it is to get back up after you do all that work.
It's so true.
This makes it easier.
It makes it much easier. You've got a great height to this one. So it's going to be about 38 inches long. So a great height for me. I'm 5'4". It comes up to about my hip bone here when it's just on the ground there. So it's a great way. And then, as Sean said, it does have those sturdy, the little kind of foothold. So if you need to really use that, it's going to be really easy for you to do that. But a lot of times, Sean, because it does have that great point on the end, you don't always need that depending on your soil. A lot of times it just goes straight in.
No, a lot of times you can just push down like this and it'll go right down into the soil because of that point on there. Everything is made out of powder coated steel. So this is all steel. The handle's all steel. But we gave you the rubber grips on here so that if you're going to be out in the yard using it for a long period of time, your hands are nice and comfortable. And even if it's cold out, so you're not holding onto a cold metal pole when you're doing this. So as you can see here, even small potted plants like that, going right through the mulch, digging the proper size hole to go ahead and drop those bulbs in there so you can lay out a great garden. The other thing I like too is perspective. When you're laying out those bulbs and plants, you're standing up looking down on them. You're not on your hands and knees where you don't have that same height. So when they come up in the spring and you look at them and say, wow, I don't think I planted that garden very straight, or that flower's out of place, this gives you a better idea of how you're laying it out before you start to see all the bloom.
That's a great idea. And Sean, it can be for more than just bulbs. Of course, it's made for bulbs, but if you wanted to put multiple holes next to each other, you could still be digging a larger space with this same tool.
Yeah, and that's the great thing about this. So you can dig that larger space. The soil will just pass up and through the hole in there, so it will fall out for you. So I love that it's built like a shovel, so that if you really have to stand on it, you can, I can bang it on the concrete driveway here. I'm not going to damage it. Mine's over 3 years old. It still looks brand new. All I do is I just hose it off when I'm done.
Yep.
So yeah, it's got a little bit of dirt on it here and there and stuff like that, but still it's in perfect shape. And that's what I love about it. It's one tool where you're going to buy and you're going to use it year after year. As long as you're doing the planting, let this do the work for you.
Yeah. And I've used this in a studio before where we've had some dirt, and what's great is when you do dig it in, you can, if you don't kind of kick any dirt out, a lot of the dirt just stays right inside. So you kind of take it out, you put your bulb in, put it back over, and then you do kind of kick it or knock it, and the dirt's going to come right back in. So it not only helps with digging it out, but it's also, you don't need to then get on your hands and knees to put the dirt back in either.
Yeah, it does make it so convenient when you're doing that. So even if I had to work through, I have some flowers already in here and I have some decorative rocks, I can just move 1 or 2 of the rocks out of the way to be able to put this in there and dig that hole, as opposed to having to clear out the whole thing with a big shovel or getting down on my hands and knees with that small little hand trowel. So this just makes the job go faster. I love it for all types of gardening, even when you're planting your vegetable garden. There's a lot of things that come in those smaller pots. Use this to dig the right size hole. And you can dig the hole as deep as you want. You can make it 1 inch deep, 2 inches, 6 inches, whatever you need for the proper, planting. But just follow along with the guide that comes with the plants that you're planting and can't make a mistake.
That's so great. And Sean, talk to me about Garden Weasel, because they have a lifetime warranty on their product.
Yeah, well, Garden Weasel's been around for over 100 years, the company that makes this. So, I mean, they know what they're talking about when it comes to quality stuff. Again, this.
Oh, we lost Sean. We'll get him back. But this it's going to come with a lifetime warranty here. So that all of that power-coated steel is what's going to really make this a lifetime product. You're not going to need to replace this, so it is a one-time investment. As Sean said, after he uses it, he just hoses it down, rinses it off, and he's good to go again. It saves your back. It makes things more easy for you. So whether you are a very experienced gardener or if you're brand new to gardening or you want to gift something to a new gardener, this is such a great way to do it. Sean, are you back with us?
Yeah, it really is a great way to do it. So you can, dig that hole, get that soil to come out just like you're seeing there. So it doesn't take a whole lot of effort. It beats getting down on your hands and knees. And even with the bigger shovel, you don't need to dig a huge hole to plant these things. So this is the perfect size hole for all your plantings of your bulbs, your plants, your tomato plants, your pepper plants, whatever they might be. Pack the soil around it like that. I mean, look, she's even in kind of like dress shoes. You don't have to wear fancy shoes to do this. So that's what makes it so neat.
And look at that, it's the perfect size for those bulbs. Because otherwise you're using a trowel, and your trowel, you're probably gonna end up digging a bigger hole than you need. So this is just perfect, saves time, saves effort, saves our backs, which we always love. Sean, thank you so much for being here and for showing us this wonderful product. I appreciate it.
We'll see you in a little bit.
See you in a little bit, absolutely. $25.99, it is a $32 savings. So it is a save more than you spend to start our show. And remember, when you've got a lifetime guarantee, that means it's just a one-time investment, and you're going to use this for years and years to come in your garden.